Test, test, test. Test, test. I don't know if it's working. It says my mic's on, but I can't hear it through my head. Let's see. Can I hear this? I cannot hear it. Oh, wait. Okay, I can't hear that. Alright. I'm not sure if I can be heard. Talking just in case. Situate my chair here. Why isn't this working now? Test, test, test. Sorry if it's loud. Test, test, test. Why isn't that on? Test, test, test. Why can't I hear it through my headphones? Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. I guess when I set my headphones down, the audio jack got unplugged just slightly. I did not even think about that being an issue. So, I think it did record everything that I was just saying. Anyway, let's just get back to the video. Again, sorry about the sniffles. Alright, so, I did trial chambers. I went to go look for the new Pale Woods biome. So, I added this to-do list. What's it called? Objective, I guess. When the trial chambers got added to Minecraft, and I thought this was going to be in the same type of update. It really kind of wasn't. It was like a couple weeks later. I think, I don't know. I play on and off. So I'll add things and just as like ideas to get them down. And sorry, I'm going through it, but I'll add things to write them down and to have activities later to do. But I was gonna go through it real quick just to show that like way later on, like I have stuff even kind of earlier that. Sorry, my cat's at the door now. Hopefully she won't knock or like move the door. But anyway, so I don't always do the objectives as soon as I write them down and go in order. I just kind of hop all over. So so this I've recently done. Light up everything around mob farm, like the land, any caves I find around. I know it's supposed to be like 100 blocks up in the air, or something like that. Maybe I think it's 120. I'm not sure, but it's in a ravine. My thought was that's a pretty good spot, even though it is probably near some caves. But I went all around there and tried to light up as many like caves and smaller like areas. There's one area I found that was like a 1x2 area. Um, so I put a question mark there because I'm still kind of hesitant and worried about I don't think I lit everything up around it. But here I made a silo. That was around um, the week of Halloween because I watched Casper while I did it. Moved sugarcane farm. It used to be over there by the water, next to the cactuses, but I needed more sugarcane, so I made like a huge sugarcane manual farm. Uh, and that's what that one was. Expand cactuses over sugarcane area. Like I said, I expanded the cactus area over where the sugarcane used to be. Moved tree farm for more space. I kind of did that. I kept part of the original tree farm, um, for like the bigger trees, like the ones where you needed 4 saplings to make one tree, and then I just moved all the single sapling trees uh, kind of across the farm. Um, excuse me, I have to cough. Um, look for blue orchard and get the wither rose. Those were kind of um, around the time when I was picking a spot to put every flower, just so I could have every flower, and that was like the start of that. And it took me a little bit to get both of those, but I did it. As you can see, I got the wither rose, so that means I did fight the wither. And as you might have seen, I have a beacon, and then I have another one on this side of my area. But oh, let's go back there. So the final one for page 3 is connect track at the nether portal by fortress. This one I really can't remember what it was. So let's just skip by it. Get the pale flower. I got that. I found a pale woods biome. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. You got the pale flower and all the wood, the saplings, and all that. I saw the creaking for the first time. Got some resin. I'd like to go back there and kind of make a type of resin farm. It's probably going to be manual, of course. Then I have get a mace. I did get a mace. Let's see. As you can see, I also kind of moved some stuff around here. Here's the mace. I have some enchantments for it, but they're not fantastic. Here's all my enchantment books. Somewhat organized. And then I have a smaller space up here. Has my better enchantment book. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, fish sea. Depth Strider 3. Riptide, not back. Loyalty. Channeling and piercing. They're kind of mainly trident enchantments, but I have yet to get a trident. I've tried so many times, even with a looting sword. Also, I've been to the in cities. Here's my toolbox. Here's my looting sword. It isn't 3. I had a looting 3, but I lost it in a fight, and it dropped into lava. So that's pretty cool. Here to go on a tangent, I have a panic box. Kind of has backup stuff. This is just because I found diamond boots and I don't like. I found so many diamond boots. Think, yeah, these used to be all full of just gear that I found all over, and that I just kind of put them on there and wore them. And I feel like I died, I could have some to grab quickly. Let's see. Drink ominous potions and trial chamber for the blue key. I can't remember what the blue key is called, but I did that a couple times. Got the blue key and got some loot, and I think that's when I got the core for the mace. I think that's what it's called. Not super familiar with all the newer stuff. Here I have get the turtles to lay eggs in the riverbank. Um, I've got turtles. Um, I think in December, I went and found some turtles and brought some of the eggs back. Um, I had them hatch on the. I have like a turtle nursery thing over there. I'll go and show you my map here in a second. Um, and I laid them on that beach and let them hatch. And they are kind of like I have quite a few, but they kind of get stuck underneath the like edges in the water, or like they like to stay on the land. I need to figure out not how to like fix that. um, let's see. Oh yeah, the book. Let's go through this a little bit quicker. Make a river underwater base. I did do that. I will show it in the tour later. Fight the weather. I did that. Make a beacon. I did that. I made two. That twice. Update llama, camel, and mushroom pins. I did that. I think I showed the mushroom pin. It was kind of smaller. I can't remember if I showed it or not, but it was smaller and it was right behind the camel pin. But I moved the mushroom to where all my cows, sheep, and pigs are over there. I need to get a replacement mushroom because I had two there for a little bit, but I accidentally killed one. Um, moved the beacon down. I had a beacon in a spot that I didn't like, so I just moved it down. Make second floor on nether base. I did that. That's where my nether wart farm is, and you'll see that later. Find ancient city. I have not done that yet, as indicated by this. Have not found the deep dark cave. I got allays. They are currently in being used for my sniffer to get pods and seeds, which of course I'll show later. I built watchtowers on marked spots on a map. So basically what I did is I went around my land, put big red X's on the spots, grabbed my maps, like from my actual map wall, and what I did was I went and just marked them for a bit, did some other projects, and I went back to build the towers. This one is make bridge to WSP, which stands for West Sand Peninsula. Of course, that'll just be shown later. Basically, any monuments I talk about, I'll show them later. Hopefully, if I remember. There's so many now. Expand villager home. This I did do. I would like to upgrade it even further, bring them above ground, build a whole like actual village and like fence it off and make it like look really good. Here I have make totem pole with banners. I did do that. I made a museum, Philip Museum. So you see here I made a museum, but I have yet to fill it all the way up. I do have some good stuff in there, but I have not filled it up. Here, make bee farm. I did do that. I have a manual one, and then an automatic one. Here, these are kind of newer too. In the past year, here I have make a roller coaster, make an aquarium, which I have yet to do. I went to End Cities to get Elytra, Shulkers, and Dragon Head. I have 2 Dragon Heads so far. 2 Elytras and a good kind of handful of Shulkers. I would like to go find some more in cities, because currently I was only repairing my Elytra with phantom membranes, but I reached the capacity on that, so I've been holding off using my Elytras. One of them's almost broke, which I didn't even know there was like a cap for that. Here I made an archery range with the target block. I totally forgot the target block existed, so I want to make an archery range. Here I have make a small craft furnace waypoint in front of the bamboo farm. Um, Again, I'll show you the bamboo farm later. Um, this is basically so I can like AFK without anything bothering me. A little tent. Um, I've made a creeper farm. Um, I've made sugarcane farm for rockets for the elytra. Fish until I get a mending book. I have yet to get a mending book for my elytras, and then put the mending on elytra. And then after that, I'm gonna make a flying course. Um, but I also need to get the unbreaking enchantment book and then put the unbreaking enchantment book on elytra. Here you can see I did get the sniffer egg and make the area for it like a little habitat. Um, Here we're getting to the end. I got the temperate chickens. I've yet to get the cows, the pigs. Here's the. I need to replace the mushroom. Make a landing pad for my elytra. I left some space down here because I need to write done on all of these. Here, make a spot for fireworks shows. I AFK'd at my creeper farm for so long that the double chest I have there filled up completely, and I have way too many rockets, so I thought I'd make some cool fireworks, not to just use for flying. Uh, uh, Here I have make small houses out of each wood. So how I got that idea was that this is how I organize my woods. Um, Here you can see I barely have room for bamboo, but this all fills up pretty nicely with each wood. Same with the saplings. Not so much the what's it called? Stair slabs, stuff you can make out of wood that like represents the wood. So I kind of like ran out of room for the pale oak. This has always been like bamboo, um, but I'll just figure that out later. So I want to kind of showcase like each wood by making a house that has the similar exterior and interior. Just kind of show off the blocks a bit. Let's see, make a Herobrine shine. This is just more for nostalgia. I know it doesn't work, but I used to make one in like every Minecraft world that I used to have when I was younger. Here, make a nice tunnel from the nether home to lava lake. This I'm halfway done on. I was finally brave enough to go down to like the lava lake level in the nether, and it's kind of a good height above where my base is, so I need to like make a nice tunnel down, and remake the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 pizzeria. And this is also more for nostalgia, because I did that every Minecraft world that I had when I was younger. But that's basically the end of the to-do list. Here's my dragon head that talks. This is just one of them. My other one is in the museum. Here's all my smokers and furnaces and blast furnaces. I say a lot. I don't really use these anymore. I have lava buckets in them, just in case. But I usually just go down to my automatic smelting super furnace. That's right. I don't know. But here is my elytra box. This is strictly, of course, just for the elytra. I'd like to put one of them in here and then keep that one in the panic box after I get the enchantments for them. This really hasn't changed very much. I've added a cauldron because I started playing around with the banners and the loom. So I learned that you could wash banners off in cauldrons and it would revert it back to normal. Like, see, these used to be ominous banners, now there's white banners. Stone cutter, smithing table, grindstone, ender chest, like you saw earlier. A bundle with a bunch of other bundles in it. A jukebox, my jukebox stuff. This is just extra rockets I have. This is for portals later. I had a couple ideas for portals, but didn't have time to do them. There's my dog. I didn't have a good spot to put him, so I kind of put him there, and he just kind of got scooted back more. I tried to get him out a couple times, but it didn't. It's not working. I need to make a doghouse for him. See, this is why my to-do list is so great. I just write it down real quick. I'd eventually like to get like one of each dog, the newer breeds. I've seen a couple, but every time I see them, I don't ever have bones to tame them. Um, Here, I have some candles and the candy corn colors. Um, my chest area really hasn't changed. I probably just switched around a couple of things since last time. I can't remember if I showed this in my last video. I've already been here up here a couple times in this video, but it's basically I was tired of my bed being down there, and I needed room for my anvil and cauldron. And I saw this area up here above the archway of enchantment books, and I thought that this would be like a really great area to put, like, basically my bed and stuff. Here's this like a little nod to what my chest used to look like. Here I have this horn. I forgot which one it is. Ponder. It's Ponder. I'll turn the sound on real quick for that. It's not too loud. That's kind of loud. Again, sorry about the sniffles. So again, this is where all of my better enchantment books are. This, yeah. There's some good items I lost, but I got a lot of them back. Like a lot of my tools kind of back up to decent state. I should show off the outside before I go in there. So of course my nether portal's still here, my OG nether portal. The tracks really haven't changed, they just kind of expanded a bit. You know, I'll go show off the villager port real quick. Here's all my villagers. It's grown substantially, so I definitely need to move them up top. I'm eating cooked cod right now just because I was trying to fish for a mini book, and I have so many cod now that I don't want to like just throw it away, so I just cooked it, and I'm just gonna eat through it. This is a living situation for the villagers. I don't love it. They all just kind of pile in here, so that's why I want to move them up to the surface. Just worry about like mobs and stuff. It's pretty different since the last time I showed it, because I think there used to be like a door here, and then this is where like there's like a hallway right here, and then the bedrooms used to be here, but I gained more and more villagers, so I just expanded this whole thing out more. Oh, my headphones were making like a buzzing sound. I think my audio jack was coming unplugged. Here is where I keep all of my oh my gosh, saplings. Just kind of as like as a visual thing. Yeah, I'll go out. I know I was gonna go outside, but I'll go down here because it's still part of that inside. Here is my nether potted plants. Of course, not a lot, but it's what I got. Here's my enchantment room. I'm not sure if I showed this in the last video, and you'll probably hear me say that a lot. Here's just this little boat area that goes out to the water. I never really use it, I just had it just in case. Here's my slime cube, or magma cube, oh my gosh. Still pretty chill. This is to grow grass, but I'm never over here, so it doesn't grow. and then right next to it is for moss. I had to make the walls like too thick, but even then sometimes the moss leaks through to this dirt. So what I'll do is like I'll place dirt in all the spots right here, and then put like a couple of moss blocks and then bone meal in to get more moss blocks. I haven't used it in a while. Here's where I grow mycelium, and then I can expand onward if I need to. And then this little backway area. Here's some, yeah, all this bone meal. This is for my chicken farm. Sorry. Oh yeah, this is for bone meal. This is for my chicken farm. So what I did, I'll come over here. This goes all the way to my chicken farm. This is where my chicken farm is, all above here. And I basically just hoppered it all the way down here since I have an iron farm. And as you can see, I have the blue egg from the temperate chicken, but I have all these other eggs. So I gotta have a bit of a lava chicken, lava chicken farm. So basically what happens is that you put the eggs in here, it feeds through, you can kind of see it goes up this bubble elevator into hoppers in the back, and it goes to, I think this is, yeah, it goes to here and it dispenses the eggs. Sorry, these headphones that I'm using aren't great, but they're the only plug-in headphones that I have because my mic won't connect to Bluetooth headphones. But anyway, so dispensive chickens, they kind of grow up, and then when they're ready, sorry, I guess I skipped a step. So once they're in the dispenser or the dropper, they need a way to get into the bubble elevator. So what I do is that, oh wait, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Ah, sorry, it's been a second since I've done this. Oh, what? Hang on, I'm confused now. There it goes. So basically it's the redstone clock sitting right here. I do need to update this so I'm not like walking all over it and have a nice area to walk through. But basically it just funnels through the or you know what I mean. It I'm very tired, I'm sorry. It's basically just a redstone clock for this dropper to dispense eggs to go to the dispenser so I can have cooked chicken. Even though I don't really eat cooked chicken a lot. Here is a little update. This is where my like main minecart, or my second main minecart area would be, and there's like a loop here. But I changed it here because I was tired of it looking terrible and walking all over it here. So I just basically just put it here and let it go that way. So here is every flower that I can have potted. I thought the pitcher flower could be potted, but apparently can't, just the torch flower. But I have these, all of these kind of in color order. It's kind of like, these are more special flowers. It was like black and white, but then the torch flower came in later because I got these two before that. So it's like red, orange, yellow, kind of yellow to white, to pink, to purple, or lilac, or whatever, to blue, and then lighter blue. Here is my other potted plants, azalea leaves, or bushes, and cactus, and bamboo. Here's my super smelter. I have since updated it since I have like a lava farm now with dripstones in my nether. Oh, that was a bad example, but these are usually full like that, and they just kind of feed through and go through here, so I never have to like empty it or use coal anymore. I can use coal for torches. Here, here is my dripstone farm. It's very slow, but I don't use dripstone that often, so it's perfect. Um, Here is my giant map. Let me do this. Is that on? No, screenshot. There we go. Here's my giant map. Alright, let's start here. Here's the base. I'll turn my cursor back on. So here's where we are. Right there where my cursor is. That's the tower. Here's the beacon. This is the archery. Here's the silo, the flower area. This is a greenhouse I have to showcase some of the plants. Excuse me. Here's where I have my pitcher pot and seeds at. Here's the original tree farm with the bigger trees. On my wheat farm with the the carrots and the beetroots. I currently don't have any potatoes planted because I was farming beetroots for a bit because I had a villager that traded beetroots. Here's where I have my cactus farm. There's a kelp farm and then bamboo farm. Here's my fishing dock. Here's where my melons and pumpkins are. Here is that bigger sugarcane farm I was talking about. All this green you see here, that's all my animals. The purple is where my mushroom is. Purple is the mycelium you'll see later. Here's that bigger tree farm that extended it to for like my smaller type trees. This little strip here is for mangrove trees, but I don't have any currently planted, just because they're kind of bulky and kind of ugly. Here is, as you can see, all of my farms, well, most of my farms are outlined with the like striped caution border. So here's my iron farm. Here is my bamboo farm. Right there is like a little obsidian pit that I have, and that smaller one right where my cursor is, right above the obsidian pit, is a little bubble elevator system to a spider mob farm. Sorry, I discovered there was a spider spawner right there, directly underground, so I just did a bubble elevator. There is my mob farm. Here is my bee farm. This is a bone meal farm. Up here is a newer addition. This is the hourglass. Is my creeper farm. And this little area my cursor is, that's the sugarcane farm. That white speck right there next to the creeper farm is a cloud I made. High up in the sky, how many ever blocks it takes to have like a good AFK spot. The blue next to it is just like a water pool I made so I can like jump down into it. This giant thing that I've been avoiding is my museum. I'll showcase that later. Here is my aquarium that I'm working on. I kind of put it off because I got bored of it, to be honest. But it's still like a work in progress. Of course, all the bridges are still here. Here's that bridge to, this is the West Sand Peninsula I was talking about. Here's the tower for it. I basically really haven't gone too, like, made anything significant too far. Over here hasn't really changed much. I think since last time I might have just added a base at the very top. There's an area for a beacon, but there's not a beacon there yet. That needs to be updated. There was a beacon there at one point. That little caution border area is on one of the peaks of the mountain that I made that goes all the way down. Not all the way down to bedrock or like even like tough blocks. Just through the mountain so I can get some a lot of cobblestone and then a lot of terracotta. But that's kind of the basic update for that area. Up there is the original village farm that I found. Got my villagers from. Here is the track for it. I'm not sure if I have that on video, but it's basically a track that goes from my village farm, or just my village, all the way down here, and it goes this way. Oops, it goes this way through the mountain, and it goes straight through here, through this like other mine shaft area. It's kind of, I don't think that was an original mine shaft area, but like there's a mine shaft here, or abandoned mine shaft here in my spawn point. There's one here. And there's a lot throughout the mesa biome. You can't see any more on here, but so basically the track goes from here through the mountain, through here, and it goes across this bridge and can lead back all the way to my base. Or it can split off to go down here to my I just kind of call it my forest base, just because big forest right here. Nothing really too significant over there. Let's see. I think that's another watchtower I have. So, oh yeah, and then here's my turtle nursery area. So that's a watchtower, that's a watchtower, that's a watchtower, silo, watchtower, and then that big X right there, I've yet to put a watchtower right there. It's a good example of what the X is I was talking about earlier. Might listen to my voice. Here is my other base over here. I kind of call it my mine base, just because that's where I went and mined. This, I don't really have a name for this little area over here. But there's a base right here on top of the mountain. And then there's a little spot right here. It goes down to a mine. And you can kind of see it here. Got a straight line right there, and it kind of goes that way. There's a tunnel right here I built. Goes all the way through to that base. Then it goes out here, goes this way, and then I have another base all the way over here. Excuse me, I have to cough again. Alright, sorry about that. I think that's just about everything I can show off from the map, so I will go show you everything in person. I think it's nighttime out now. Yeah, so let me go sleep. A lot of the, oh, there's a cat. What was this one again? I forgot what these were. Oh no. Why did I put, huh. These are my better enchantments. Oh wait, no, these are all Silk Touch. I forgot. I totally forgot. I have a villager now that has Silk Touch, and I accidentally bought way too many. I could show you all that, but y'all just will see that later. It's kind of boring. You know what? Yeah, let's show the exterior of my house now. The bell is still there, but now with the pale or the pale wood in it. Excuse me, sorry. The what is it called? Firefly bushes. To add more like ambient lighting. Thought it looked good too. Didn't like look too out of place. Here is where my farm for. Oh, man, I can picture it, but I can't think of what the lush. These berry. Hang on. Glow berries. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna call them like lush berries or lush vines. But that's where this farm used to be. It used to be like a manual farm. I just kind of like let them grow and then harvest, and then let them grow and harvest, whatever. But it has since been turned into a little area for my allays. It's just a redstone clock connected to a note block. The reason it's right there is because I had this little hut made for them. I could open them up like this and easily get the allays in there with the lead, and then I would hook them up to here, because if I needed one, then I could come in here, close the door, unhook one, and then rehook the other one, and then I could be on my way. And so here is my torch flower and pitcher pod farm. As you can see, I harvested a couple of them already. Yeah, I was gonna add more to that, but there's nothing really more to add. Sorry, I'm getting out of hand. Here is my watchtower. Again, sorry, I said this for the millionth time now. I don't think it looked like this in the last video. I think I've updated it since then. Each kind of level has its own kind of thing to it. There's my allies. Anyway, sorry, my own thing to it. It is way taller too, I think, from the other one. So, alright, let's start at the bottom again. I don't even think I showed this off. This is my storage room. Kind of nothing to it, just it's kind of all labeled. Some things get switched around, like once I run out of this lava, this will be taken out and used, and then this will be for something else. Same with the axolotls. I need to find alright, I need to finish the aquarium so I have somewhere to put these guys. Here is a little drop down chute. It goes all the way down there, and it goes to like the lowest level of the mine that I have. So I basically just have like a giant hole going from like the very top of my base all the way to the bottom, almost bedrock. It's the area where I fought the withers. Anyway, so here is my potion room. It's just connected to my regular room, and so here's where I can farm nether wart. Here's extra potions, or water bottles to be ready to make. Here's extra potions. Here's all the stuff to make potions. Extra water for the cauldron. Here I have splash potion of leaping. Just kind of playing around with potions right now. The reason I have this dispenser with the arrows is because I just got a bunch of arrows of night vision from I forgot where I got these from, but I didn't make them. But like, I basically just kind of stand here and stab myself so I can have potion or night vision effect, and I don't know, I got the arrows for free, so I figured I'd use them. This area isn't much. I do have a jukebox in here just in case. I think I wanted some music. And it goes out to the top here. Thank goodness for the mangrove, so this whole level could still be red. I didn't want windows. I wanted to look. I wanted my home base and this tower to look more handmade. I guess I'm not sure what the correct word is for it, but like I want it to look handmade and kind of ancient, but not really. But let's just get a move on it. The second level is an enchanting room. I know that's not enough bookshelves, but it's just more for looks. Here I have, I can't remember the name of anything, Spore Blossom. Here I have Spore Blossom for some of the green particle effects to be all around up on the top of the base. Here is just extra like workbenches, like the anvil, actual workbench, crafting table, and then the grindstone. And then at the final level is I thought it'd be cool to put like a cartography workbench right here, and then just kind of like a lectern and some bookshelves to kind of fill it in more. I thought it would be cool to put it at the highest level because it's a watchtower, so it's kind of like I'm looking out over the land. I don't know, I was trying to tell a story just with blocks. Here's the top. Um, Sorry, I have to cough again. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Um, there is my mining base. Um, you can see the tracks go there, and then the West Sand Peninsula over here is the watchtower. Here's the silo. Here's the archery range. This was really fun to make, and um, everything kind of worked. Well, actually, I was gonna say everything kind of worked on the first try. I'm not a huge redstoner person, uh, so that was like fun to like kind of figure out. It's super basic redstone, but it's still fun. Um, Here's the long bridge to my I don't know. I kind of call this part my cactus base, and then this my mountain base. Um, that little hut there is just like a point where the Minecraft or the minecart stop. Um, Over there is my creeper farm, and there's that little cloud I was talking about. Um, and then mob farm, bee farm, moss farm, iron farm. There's my totem pole with the banners. You just can't see them right now because I'm too far away. Here's all uh, my animals. There's a temperate chicken in there because I had gotten the temperate chicken eggs, and I just brought them back home. Um, put the like shot the eggs in here for a chicken to hatch. One did, and that was it. That's my first temperate chicken. And then I just kind of let it lay eggs on the hoppers right there, so I can get multiple eggs to farm chickens. Um, anyway, that's a long explanation. Um, Here is my lodestone. I wanted it to be like a cool spire thing. And it has a lightning rod on top. There's my museum, aquarium. There's that hut I made a long time ago. It's still there. I need to get rid of it because it's kind of blocking the aquarium a bit. Um, there's my smaller tree farm, melon and pumpkin farm, sugarcane farm, crop farm, cactus, kelp, and bamboo farm. There's my fishing dock, bigger tree farm. There's another watchtower with that watchtower. Um, there's my camel, llama, and horse pen. Those kind of living there together right now. It used to be like half the size, and the other half used to be like the mushroom part, and um, just much bigger right now. Here you can see a couple wells there. I did put a couple villagers in my wheat farm, so I could kind of like automatically get wheat and bread and bone meal and seeds and stuff, whatever. Um, Over there is a staircase to a giant mine shaft. Like there's a or not mine shaft, giant cave system that I'm pretty sure connects to the cave system that's under my house, and then the cave system also goes like that way, which is weird. It's like huge. Like this entire land here. Um, so I have villages there. Um, that's what this red sandstone kind of watery well thing looking is. Um, I needed a way to get down there, so to make it more aesthetic, I made um, it like a well type, and I have teal trapdoors from the nether. I forgot what the wood is. Worked wood. Um, just kind of mimic the water for the map, really, and the aesthetic. Just to kind of match, to have some symmetry. Sorry if I'm going on tangents. Um, I think I said my flower area. It's not really a farm. It's just kind of one of each flower, which I recently completed. Uh, Here's that greenhouse I was talking about. I think that's everything that you can see from here. Yeah. So let's go down and get a closer look at everything. Sorry, I had a cough again. Here's my beacon. currently I just have haste on it. I need to put regeneration back on it, but I just had haste so I can dig out this whole area for the archery range. I'll show up this first because it'll be a little bit quicker. But here's the archery range. Here's all the arrows, and then the bow and crossbows. I'll turn the sound on for this because I did hook these up to bells, and so what I did is that I hooked each one up to lights or lamps and bells, so you could hear it and indicate which one you got. So let me turn on the sound. Ooh, that's kind of loud. That's decent, I guess. Ooh, sorry. There is just a lot of villagers. Let me see. Where's the mobs? Friendly creatures, there we go. There we go. Oh yeah. So here, kind of hidden. I wanted this, or at least one of the target blocks, to move. So what I did is that I hooked it up to that. Okay, sorry, still too many sounds. There is it blocks? I guess it is. The little thud is the jukebox over there for the allays. So yeah, I wanted this one to like move around, so when it's inside, flush against the wall, that's when you would hit it to get like a point. Oh, excuse me. So wait, will I still be able to hear the? I'm gonna turn back on the blocks a little bit, because I think you won't be able to hear the bells. So I'll kind of do it in order here. Yeah, got it. It's that one. Here's this one. This one. This one. This one I kind of have to get the corner. Oh, what? The light didn't turn on. I'll fix that later. And this one I kind of made a little bit more difficult with the lantern, the chain, and the fence here. I know you can hit like the outer ring and it'll still ding, but the goal is the bullseye. Yeah. And then I can just step over and collect all this. I put some ores in when I had a silk touch pick. I guess, sorry, like I had lost that one a while back, and then I just got the silk touch pick back with the villager trade. Let me turn this. Well, I'll keep it on for a second so I can show off the alley. So yeah, basically behind here is a redstone clock. This is to turn it off, but I want it on right now. As you can see, I have two alleys, one with the Fitcher pod and the other with the seeds, torchfire seeds. And then down here is where my sniffer is. I don't think I'll show off my mob farm. The only difference between now and the last time I showed it was that the floor was still terracotta, but now I changed it all to grass and my ceiling looks nicer. So yeah, here's my sniffer area. Here's my little sniffer guy. He's pretty cool. It took me a while to find an actual sniffer egg. In the background I have moss and like azalea bushes, cherry blossom? No, not cherry blossoms. Alright, that's loud. This is going back off now. Sorry about that. I'll put that back up here. That's probably off. Anyway, I'll get hit, but it won't hurt too bad. Oh dang. My guys didn't get that. Let me just... Yeah, now you're trapped. Gotcha. I usually use my looting sword for this type of thing, but I don't want to go get it. Here's just vines I put for some extra decoration, and if I wanted to get up quicker, I could just do this. This area is for my temperate, I don't even know if that's what they're called, the like warm pigs. Here's where my warm chickens are. There's a little bit too many right now. Um, Again, sheep, pigs, cows. I guess something else I did is that I outlined them in colored terracotta that kind of matches them. Like the sniffer's green, sheep's are white, pigs are pink, cows are brown. Mushrooms are, excuse me, mushrooms red. I had already did the white for the sheep, so I just did like a gray for the chickens, and then orange for the warm um, warm animals. I need to put a fence here because they can just climb up like I just did, like that. Boom. Um, I'm trying not to show off stuff that like I've already shown in the past, just because I'm already losing my voice, and I don't want to like go over everything else again. Um, here's a quick look at my camel, alpaca, and horse spots. It's a pretty decent horse. Got a good amount of hearts. The jump, I think, is the best it'll get. But, oops, sorry, wrong button. I wanted it to like blend in with the whatchamacallit, the sand, like the grass and sand, and then all hay bales for them to like lay on. Here's the camel, pretty sick. Oh, I hurt there for a second. It's not super fast. It's fun to have one. Pacas. Um, Sorry, I had to cough. Here's my greenhouse. I really like it. Um, uh, I wanted it to be kind of more simple on the outside and all glass, and then I wanted to showcase off kind of one of each plant. Um, so like even like the newer oh man, that was my only like too tall like fern plant. Dang it. Leaf litter. All just to remember the name. So I wanted to showcase off like the leaf litter, the newer flowers, all the plants, all the crops. Here's a little spot of mycelium for the mushrooms. I think the mycelium is growing too much over the grass. Some rooted dirt, vines, hanging roots, moss, glowberries, the azalea, bushes, beetroots, mud, coarse dirt, regular dirt, dead bushes, and stuff like that. The drip leaf, and I forgot what this is called, but I don't have shears on me. Here is the completed flower farm. Basically one of each flower. Ooh, here's the pale flower, the like, I think it's like an eye almost, because it's the same color and as the creaking eye. Here's the wither flower in rooted mud. I wanted it to be like a darker color to like match the plants. So I did this in the mud. The wither flower, the pale moss for the torch flower, or the pale flower, but each one is kind of color coordinated. So here we have like orange flowers, light gray flowers, yellow flowers with the newer wild flowers, red flowers, lilac flowers, blue flowers, the white flower, um, and pink flowers with the um, pink petals. Pink petals. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to put the. Okay, I guess that's that's the. Sorry, I have like a thing going. I have the cactus, cactus flower on both because I wanted to showcase, or I wanted to put it with the pink flowers and then showcase it on the cactus. So I have two. Uh, Excuse me. I really haven't done any. Oh, I wanted to say with the wither rose, I wanted it to be in the shape of a wither. You know, kind of like here would be the soul sand and the skulls on the top. Um, Silo, I know I've shown this, or no, I haven't shown this off. I really haven't done anything with it. Again, I made this back in October. I remember that because I was watching Casper. Um, with the watchtowers, there's nothing really going on with them. That one has a little bit more than any of the watchtowers, um, but it's just basically points where I can like use the telescope and have like a. Eventually, I'd like to put a beacon in each one. Just kind of have like a big uh, expansive area to have like a light shine the way back to my base. Sorry, I'm yawning so much. Um, okay, sorry. I wanted to make sure the recording was still going. Uh, let's see. I'll go to the turtle nursery over here. Here, real quick. Sorry about that. Here's a little kelp farm I have. I wanted to be closer up here. I would like to put it right here, but I like that all the plants that like need water, like, well, these don't really need water like they do, but um, I kind of like this area as is. I don't want to put like another square to like right here and block more of this off, because I'd lose a lot of the river. Um, so basically here is where my villagers are, and basically they'll just trade and whatever. Sometimes it'll get traded. I'm not too worried about this being super efficient, but well, you see here this is super efficient right now. Um, it's just kind of quick and easy way to get bread. Um, Here is the inside. I'm going around because I made this drop down chute a long time ago. The bed used to sit right here, but the villager started sleeping in this bed, so I just moved it, expanded it out a little bit. Here's all the farm stuff. Ooh, that's new. I'm excited to show that. That was like one of the first things I worked on after I stopped recording. That was like a major build. Here's the bone meal area. I changed it up a bit. Oh, I didn't even show that in my house. But basically, that track behind there that leads to these hoppers, um, I made it go all the way to my base, so I didn't have to run down here every time I got seeds or something that I wanted to turn into bone meal. I would just put it in the minecart cart in a closet in my house, and then send the minecart here. And after a while, I hooked up a little bit of redstone to make it shoot back after it was done emptying. And yeah, so I know I said I was going to go over there, but I'll go here first. I don't know if I should show off the outside or the inside first. I'll do the outside because it's smaller. Eat. There's the conduit. Nothing has really changed all that much down here. Give us for the conduit to work. This may look like there's structures under here. I don't really think there is. I mean, I haven't put anything there. There's my turtles that I was talking about that kind of just get stuck. I need to figure that out. Um, but here is the underwater base. It's pretty sick. Um, I'll go through this real quick. This just so I can quickly get in and out without going up through the scaffolding. Um, so here's this. This goes down more, but I don't know if I want to do anything with that. But it's there just in case. But basically I just kind of hop in this little fountain here, swim, and go right back out. Here's underneath the farm. The conduit, and then attached to the underwater base, that same one goes all the way under. You can see a little bit here. It goes all the way under and over here, which is pretty sick. I don't really have a plan for this area. I just wanted a project, like a big project to do, and that was it. Took me a good couple weeks, just kind of like a couple hours of playing every day. Oh, kind of got launched there. But let's go through the scaffolding area. So basically just go down here, this little entrance area. I wanted it to look like it's all like, I don't even know what the word is, but the copper blocks, you see how they have these little points? That's what the buttons are here for. Here's where we came through the water area. Here's a bookshelf that's totally not a secret behind it. Boom, secret door. I rigged that up, and it was kind of unplanned, but then I started putting, like, I wanted a bookshelf over here to kind of like bring it some color, and then putting in the buttons, I was like, this could totally be a secret entrance, and it is. Here's the back side of it. Here's the way to get back out. It looks a little wonky from here, but I'm hardly ever down here on that side, so it didn't really matter to me too much. Here's like extra cobble I got from digging the area. Oh, let's keep that off actually. Just copper doors just to match the watery type interior submarine look, and then it turns into this nice cozy mansion look, I guess. There's some pictures of like indentions in the wall. I really like this area. This area here is like literally just a water cave. Like, this doesn't even connect to the outer water area. I have sport blossoms everywhere, the cool light lanterns, a little behind the like a cupboard or whatever, or a closet. That I'll show off here in a second. So it's just like a huge library, extra armor, extra stuff, really just junk. So here I have this really cool area. I wanted it to look like it just kind of like fades off to black. It doesn't go that far. You can kind of see the corner right there actually. But I played around with, this was my first time playing around with kind of textures and colors to like make a gradient. I probably could have done it a little bit better, but I like it how it is. Like, I even played around with the gradient here. So really the only lighting is like up here for this area in there. The floor is kind of off-centered, but it doesn't bother me too much. And if I were to like fall down here, here's a little light so no mobs spawn. This is as far as it goes too. But in case I ever like fell down here and I didn't want to like build up and have no way to destroy the blocks, I just made this like tunnel to go over here, and it comes out behind the bookshelf. Um, then it goes even deeper until this super cozy area. There's the top of, oh man, that piece of copper was waxed. Um, here's the top of the dome that I showed under the water. Um, more bookshelves with different paintings, um, and then a giant fireplace that kind of looks like a mouth. Um, I kind of want to almost make it go even deeper, and like make something behind the fire and like make the fire turn on and off. That is not covered. I just realized that is not covered. Um, but of course, one of these paintings is a secret. Yeah, it's this one. I think I can get through it. I don't know, but yeah, no way. There's no way I was getting through that. But that just kind of basically leads to a cave that like kind of goes nowhere. I'll change that later. Um, here's the back area. Probably should have done a little bit more with that, but that's kind of the back walls of, like, that's the back of that wall there, so it's kind of hard to do that. But yeah, let's just go back up. Oh, there we go. Excuse me. Man, I don't even know if I had the dams in the last video. If I didn't, I'll just go over it quickly. I just basically made these dams to have this little river, or part of the river, enclosed a bit because I wanted to have sea turtles, and I want to put axolotls in here to kind of swim around. Um, but yeah, that's what that bridge is, and then that bridge. Um, but if I wanted to stay in the water, not get out and walk around the bridge, um, what I did was that I put these trap doors, and I just open it, land on top, and then go off from here. I used a lot of gravel just to kind of like have an easy block that's like easy on the eye, if it's like down lower and that looks natural. Here I have a conduit out here. Um, I think I only made this so I can build that, because I don't think that conduit reached all the way over here. So this one's kind of useless now for the time being. I'll probably move it or something, or keep it. But let's finally go to the turtle nursery. This is a little base that I made a while back. It's nothing special, literally. Here's the sign that if I wanted to take the minecart here, I could stop here, go this way, and then I know where everything is, but it's just aesthetically pleasing. Get that light turned on. So here's the turtle nursery. I would put the turtle eggs here and then fence them in so the drowned or anything didn't get to them. But I needed to make that look a little better. Again, this is just kind of for aesthetics. I don't know, nothing. This isn't really anything too special. Just wanted a place to put like chests, to put like seagrass, and shears to get the seagrass to breed the turtles. Let's see. Yeah, I won't. I forgot. I won't show off that watchtower just because nothing special going on with it. I'll show off the aquarium really quickly. Again, it's not finished. Here's this little hut that I used. You know what? I'll go ahead and sleep, so it'll be daytime. Alright, here's the front of the aquarium. Still needs more. The reason it doesn't have a roof is because I want it to go up a little bit more. But here's all the aquariums, I guess. Um, yeah, all the floors are in. I just needed to add blue to the background of them. Little entry points to all of them. But I needed to get more concrete, and that's what kind of made me pause on it, because I didn't really want to farm concrete. Not really farm, but gather concrete. So this is the only aquarium that's pretty much finished. It just needs top and actual fish. But I was thinking about putting axolotls in here as the center point. This little area that also put me on a hiatus that I didn't really want to finish, because I need to like put a border on it, put walls on it, do the floor, but I wanted like a bigger floor. Excuse me. Bigger floor aquarium. So with all of them, I wanted like different types of aquariums. Like this one's kind of smaller. This one's a corner aquarium. This one's a center aquarium. This one's like the bigger aquarium. I feel like there's a better word to use. And then this one's like a floor aquarium. But I wanted this one to lead all the way out to the ocean, and that's what this one does. Or not really the ocean, but my river. You see a turtle there. But you can kind of see my kelp wall. But this will all eventually be filled in with water, and it might have like a point where I can like swim through if I wanted and hop up. But that's the unfinished aquarium, and I think I'll go ahead and just kind of go across the way. Yeah, see, here's all the fish. I have a boat over here. I'll swim. Excuse me. There's not much to say when swimming. Here's where my mango trees would go, but again, they kind of look cluttery and not great. Here's my museum. I don't know if I like it or not. The like border is kind of funky, and I don't feel like I did too great with it, like the weathering. Oh, I totally forgot about that. The giant hole. I didn't even dig this. This is natural. I dug this part, of course, but the rest of it was natural. That's the part of the museum. Let's see. I kind of forget how to get out of here sometimes. There we go. Real quickly, here's my bamboo farm. It just uses observers and pistons to grow, and it'll detect how tall it gets and then shove them off. Not super efficient, but I don't need super efficient because I don't use bamboo that often, as you saw. But anyway, let's go back to here, not fall in this hole this time. But kind of, here's the outside of it. Nothing too special looking, but I use slabs and stairs for the little holes and the bricks missing. But I wanted to, again, I wanted it to make it look weathered. Bells are just for decoration, of course. Here's the inside. Sorry, I should have done like a better like walk-in, like a. Anyway, I wanted to use a bunch of different glazed terracotta blocks. Luckily, I made it to where each one would be centered. So it looks really nice. Here is my dragon area. I forgot I had that turned on. But basically, this is my, for now, dragon area. I was thinking about putting more end or like nether, like dimensional room, like the end of the nether stuff. Here's the dragon egg, or the dragon heads, and I kind of made it look like a dragon. It's a little rough around the edges, but I'll turn that off for now. Go back out. This is where the dragon egg used to be before I got the dragon head, and then I just kind of moved it in there. This I don't currently have an idea for. Here is the different like pottery shards in like an actual pot form. Here's like mobs. Here's gonna be tools. It kind of blends into like different sort of items or like symbols. Here is most of the chiseled blocks. I just need the chiseled resin block with the creaking on it. So it's like I think it's black stone, netherrack, or nether brick. Wait, which one's deep slate? I think this one's deep slate. This one's black stone, nether brick, quartz, red sandstone, regular sandstone, stone, tough, and are there two? Hang on. Okay, there's chiseled tough and then chiseled tough bricks. And then, of course, chiseled copper all waxed. So yeah, I'll just probably put that chiseled resin block right here. And then finally, one of the last rooms is the art room. There's not a lot of rooms to put things in. Excuse me. But so I thought about maybe making a second floor, but this took me like within a month to make, with like all the planning and gathering, and like I would have to do the walls a little bit at a time. Like I started filling up the museum before I even finished the walls. I totally lost my train of thought. But yeah, this took me forever, so I don't even know if I'll do like a bottom floor. I really like the checkered look, but I didn't want to use quartz, so what I did is that I used bone blocks. I originally used the bone blocks for here because I wanted this circular pattern, and I was like, wow, that looks pretty good, and I didn't have a lot of quartz at the time, and it was also around the time when I made that bone meal area under my village house over here. So that's why I used bone blocks, which also took me forever to like fill in, and I had already started, like I filled up this art area before I even filled up that room with bone blocks. The blackstone was like super easy to get. I still have a ton of that, but I wanted to put like one of each art piece in here, but there's not enough room, so I don't have every piece of art in here that would like look good. So I thought about putting them on the sides of here, but it didn't look great. But I have just about every one of them, even the newer stuff. Oh, you want to go right there. So yeah, and an ender chest for the museum. And then here I have my nether portal. I wanted to do like an extension in the back, but I didn't really know what to do, so I just put a nether portal in here with the large chest. It used to sit out front, and it just had all the materials and stuff I wanted to put inside the museum, but now since the museum is finished being built, or right, yes, like I'm done building it. There we go. It's more of like a donation blocks and kind of extra stuff. Um, Here are extra music discs I want to put here, in a crafting table, the nether portal. I should put a bed in here. But anyway, that took all this whole Minecraft day because I slept over there. But anyway, um, here is the obsidian pit. Labeled here, and basically I just put obsidian here. It holds 25. Or oh my gosh, I put lava in here. It holds 25 lava buckets, which when water pours over it makes obsidian, and I can get 25 obsidian at a time. Here we'll come back to the spider spawner. Here is my totem pole. A bunch of different banners on it. So here's just like a candy corn flag, a clown flag. It's like a cooler, like it reminds me of the Minecraft movie a bit. Kind of like an earth flag, a candy corn, kind of state flag I made. This is kind of like a, almost reminds me of the Aether portal. So here's the sun with the background and water, and the sun shining on the water and the land. Here's the first clown banner I made. It doesn't look great because I kind of messed up on it. Another candy corn flag. It's supposed to be a pencil, I promise. This flag I made, it's kind of just like a mouth. It reminds me of Domo. And then it's like laser beam sun. And then the actual totem pole, which I really like. There's a daylight sensor block that I put to actually be like a nighttime sensor, so that the light will only turn on when it's nighttime. Here's a closer look at my lodestone. Kind of spire, just nothing too special. I just wanted a cool place to put the lodestone. Here's this little tent I made a long time ago, so that I could stand out here and look at Enderman and fight him from here. And then this is kind of what I meant when I was going through my to-do list to put over here. Like I need a little AFK spot over here. Here's the iron farm, which I already shown. I guess this part is a little bit newer. Here's the mushroom area, a little bit closer look. I killed off too many mushrooms, so now I only have one. Over here is the, let's see, let's go over here real quick. So this track takes you to the mob farm, and then right through there is the honey farm, which I'll show off since I'm right here. Excuse me. It's kind of simple, kind of basic. Again, I don't really make super efficient farms because I don't really need all of those blocks currently. Just something to slowly gather over time. So yeah, those are the different signs for it. Here is the in the honey farm is more that's the automatic part of the bee farm. Here is the again non-efficient bone meal farm. So you basically press, oh, that's the wrong one. I don't even know if there's bone meal in it. So you press that, and yeah, bone meal pops up, and you get the water to like take all of that out. It drops down in here, and then what you do with it after, I take it over here to put in here. It gets filtered through and turned into bone meal. Again, I don't even know if that's super efficient. here's the back side of it to put the bone meal into, and it feeds through into the dispensers underneath. I kind of made it look like a face, like here's the eyes, the hair, the skin, whatever. And then outside, here's the bee farm. There's a crap ton of bees. Or sorry, bee sanctuary. Um, so I usually just do the shears for up top and the honey bottles at the bottom. Get a bunch of honeycomb blocks and honey blocks. I won't go in there right now. Just because I don't want to deal with it. In the mob farm, which I'm pretty sure I showed off. Nothing too special there. So my creeper farm is all the way over there. And then there's my sugarcane farm and the AFK point. But the entrance for it is right here through this. Like, this is a naturally generated tunnel that like went through here, but I kind of made this wall and kind of cleaned it up a bit. And it was like went all through here. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool. I haven't really seen it like work. I just know it works, but I haven't really seen creepers go into it. But yeah, they basically stand on the magma cubes. There's glass blocks, as you can kind of see right there, that kind of stop the creepers. There we go. To stop the creepers from going any further. Which stand on the magma blocks, but the items get pushed into the hoppers, which get pushed to here. Which those 3 creepers not producing gunpowder is kind of unlucky. But anyway, I'm probably gonna, excuse me, probably gonna go through this a little bit faster because I'm doing this after I got off work, and I would very much like to sleep because I'm like extremely exhausted, right? Like all of a sudden, it just hit me like a truck. So, which actually I think that's a lot of the this kind of stuff shown off. Oh wait, no, I need to do the nether. I don't really have an end base. I don't really want to do one in there right now until I get my elytra fixed. But also I would actually, I don't know. I've thought about fighting the dragon again, but I don't really want to. There's no real need for that again, for me at least. But let's go to the end, or sorry, the nether, and kind of showcase it off. Sorry, gotta watch out for gas. I really should have watched that video before. Here is a portal to the West Sand Peninsula. I have them all labeled by item frames. I won't go through, but as you can see here, that's what all these are. This is what these are. So this is just to go to the second floor, same here. But this, the reason they're different arrows is because this goes to my sand village. It goes up here and then through here and then all the way through there. But we're not going over there right now. No, I'll show off the first floor. I'm getting way too ahead of myself. So here's kind of the entry point. I put these warped vines as like in the 70s they had like the hanging beads. Here's the house icon. Here's the nether portal, which goes all the way down there. It's a lot shorter than I thought it would be. Which I know it's like 1 block is 8 blocks in the nether. Here's a mine shaft thing. Let's see. I have them all labeled right here. Oh, I still have. Yeah, I forgot about that. So, home base, mine base, cactus mountain base, small forest base, mountain base. So this one is this one and this one are at the same kind of area, but this is at the the base of that mountain, and this is at the top of the mountain. Here's the jungle base I was talking about earlier. Of course, the end portal, trial chambers, North Watchtower base, West Sand Peninsula base. Sorry about this, my cat. The smaller bamboo or mushroom island that has bamboo growing on it, and a bamboo kind of house I made. This is the Crimson Forest. I don't think I have it labeled as a sign here yet, but that's more of like I had made like a portal in the overworld because I had panicked. But anyway, here's the lush caves in the desert. The big mushroom island. Here's my museum, cavern, and then pale forest biome, and then here's some extra ones. But I wanted to do it in the order that I made them in, to kind of like progress, and also so I don't have to like shift them around if I did like an alphabetical order. Here is my lava farm area. I think I've like tripled it since the last time. I think it like used to only go to here, but I was all the way back here, and it's filled up completely. And then here's the little top area, which I need to fill that in. And then here's this area. I don't want to stand right here because last time I did, I got knocked off and died. Anyway, of course on my chests. So that's just an arrow to like for some more, I don't know, aesthetic looks. So this leads to the small and big mushroom island with the lush cave in the desert. So here's the cavern end portal. This is my home base portal, and then all the way over here is the because I do have it labeled here. The Crimson Forest, Trial Chambers, Small Forest Base, Mountain Base, Cactus Base, and Mine Base. Again, this is the second portal I ever made. It leads to the Cactus Mountain Base. Here's the Mine Base, and then down that way is the, which I'll show you here in a second actually, but there is the top of the mountain the mountain peak base, which is on like a little pedestal there. I'll show that off here in a bit. But this way is the trial chambers base and the small forest base. This would be in the corner of my map, this base, and then this leads all the way to the trial chambers, which I won't really go to right now. I'll probably save that for another video, because I think this one's already so long. I don't even think people will watch it all the way to this point, but this is just kind of like an update video in case in my future videos where I don't really talk anymore. Ooh, I need to finish that. That like if y'all get confused, then you could refer to this video and like skip through it to like find out what spot that is. This is just a spire I made a long time ago to find the nether portal, or the nether fortress, but I had found it's like literally over that hill. I don't know why I went this way. I never go this way. But let me go through here. I have a little spot down there that goes to the lava lake I was talking about, but again, I made the tunnel to that looks a little better. I didn't really show off the second floor. Here is the nether wart farm, and then I have a man, I forgot what it's called. Basically the lodestone for the nether. Well, lodestones can be used for the nether. Oh, anchor point. Anchor point's like a respawn. That's right. So this area just basically goes down to this goes down to the lava lake, and then this actually goes to the nether fortress. Again, I can't remember how finished this was when the last time I showed it. that's like a terracotta mesa, like huge bowl, which I don't want to go through right now. But literally, there's the Nether Fortress, that close to my base. Um, but if we were to go back really quickly, because this is I think this will be the last little bit that I show. Um, so this little tunnel goes all the way down to, well, not really all the way down, but easier point to go down to the lava lake down there. So I wanted it to be kind of fun, so I can just run in, slide on the honey blocks, and take a little bit of fall damage falling down, and then of course the way back up. But I really like how the way this looks. I did this yesterday. I tried recording the video as like a little test to test out OBS, but it didn't capture any sound. But I didn't really plan on talking in it anyway, but it didn't capture any game sound. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself again with the checkered. I love the checkered. And then the tunnel here, the pillared courts, and it goes down here. Over this way is where you can get to my base. Here's the outside of this. Needs a little bit more work, and a little path that goes down to this little area. Down here is where I mine for. I really do see a lot. This is where I've mined for ancient debris. I've got a good couple ingots of it. It goes as far as that there. I don't want to be here very long. But I kind of have a few tunnels that aren't super big. It's just kind of like me trying it out, and it was like my first like ancient debris gathering trip, I guess. But then over here is a little base down here. Yeah, down here. This little Soul Sand Peninsula. But I've basically oh my gosh, can't think. I've bridged out to different parts. I think that's as far as I went with that one. But this little chimney here, I can basically drop down. This is burped on, and then oh wait, oh my other one's at the bastion. These are basically just to travel, of course, through the lava, but I can go to a bastion through here. This way is a little different area to the lava lake. Let me quickly get out of here without letting these guys out. So basically I can go down here and kind of hang out, get any striders, or this is where I got a lot of my lava when I needed a bunch before I expanded the lava farm thing. But this, I kind of forgot where this goes. It goes a good distance though. This, oh, I think this goes all the way to the bastion. So that way is the Nether Fortress. I'm pretty sure this is the bastion. Well, so it basically goes through here, goes to, because I was gonna make it a bridge all the way this way. Yeah, the bastion. Because I have a little area right there. You can kind of see it under the cursor. I have a couple other striders in there, but I basically made this because I died in the bastion and I needed to bridge my way back to get to it. Actually, I don't know if I died. I definitely died in the bastion, but I don't know if that's why I built this bridge. But it's definitely here because I needed a safer way to get to the bastion without using a strider. Again, sorry about my cat. So yeah, this just goes to the bastion. Oh man, cool area here. And yes, that's right. That's right. I died over here, and I didn't have a strider to get back, so basically came back here. Yeah, that's right. So I did just lose all of my stuff when I died then, but I wanted to get the strider back because it was my only one at the time. But this basically goes to a little the safe spot that I was talking about. Yeah, this is stank. So I've stank and burped on. There's a bunch of stuff. Here's the portal for it. I totally forgot where this goes. Oh, this goes to a cave. Yeah, I don't want to be here. I have like... Oh, this goes to my trial chambers. Yeah, I go up those stairs and go to my trial chamber base. Excuse me. But, yeah, I think that's basically it. All the newer stuff to show you. I'm sure I can be forgetting something. I know it didn't really show off my caves very much, but nothing too exciting has happened in there besides, I guess, the wither fight that I had, which it was weird. The first wither fight was pretty easy, but then the second wither fight, it like... So what I did is that I went all the way down to bedrock, used obsidian to trap the wither for a second because I thought the wither couldn't break obsidian, but it apparently does, which I don't know, I'm still kind of confused about. But it broke the obsidian and got out of the holding chamber that I had it in, and went all the way through like the super long tunnel that I made. That's like super far. Like the cave that I started it in is right under my house, which probably isn't the smartest thing to do. But I tunneled out super far, and it got up to the very bottom of the cave. Like the very last tier of the cave. There's like 3 or 4 tiers of caves. So yeah, I guess that's like the last exciting thing, or the most exciting thing, but right now it's just a bunch of debris. Um, so yeah, um, thank you everyone for watching. It's been an exhausting video. I probably should have made this after I had gotten some sleep, but I was super excited to start recording again. I just figured I'd do it now because I get home from work and I'm like, man, I could really like record a video right now, and like I play for a little bit, then I'm tired, and so instead of just waiting around more and more and just delaying it more, I figured I'd just go ahead and, excuse me, do it now. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. I know it's just like a super long video. I'm not sure how uploading this from OBS would work. Actually, yeah, it just saves to my computer, and then it'll get uploaded. Like, I can upload it there to YouTube from there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye. Also, I'm not editing this. Goodbye.